Okay, we're back with a nickel hunt. When we went to the bank previously, they gave us 3 boxes of brand new nickels, or they were ones with the holes in the bottom so you could see they were brand new. None of these have been opened. We do have our Indian head nickel there, our buffalo nickel there. And then we recently went to a yard sale and got some things, and the guy, when we took these up there, he had added everything else up, and then when he saw these and a couple other items we got, he's like, don't worry about it, you can just have those for free. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go, let's set a goal, let's set 25 boxes of nickels, and we're gonna fill one of these albums up with the finds for those 25 boxes, and we'll see how we do. We're gonna go ahead and try to do this one-handed. Take that off there. And if I can get my knife open here. Get it opened. And cross our fingers that these are circulated nickels, which they definitely are. That one there looks like it could be a good find already. So we'll get those put back in the box. That'll actually be, looks like roll number 4 out of the box. But we will move those 2 boxes to the back, move these guys off to the side, get everything set up here, and be back and start hunting nickels. On that 4th roll that has the ender, I peeled the ends, but I haven't actually opened it yet. The only other thing we have found in the last roll was a 1956 with a Denver mint mark. So we're gonna open this here. And that end by my finger was that coin. Doesn't look like any silver in there. So let's see what that coin is. 64, I was afraid of that. 64 Philadelphia. So we're not gonna keep that, but we do have so far a 1956 that we have found. We'll bring it back after the 10 rolls and show you what else we find. Okay, we're through the first 10 rolls, and in those we found a 1947 Philadelphia, 52 Philadelphia, 54 Denver, 56 Denver, 57 Denver, and a 61 Denver. So we usually only keep through 59, but that book goes through 61. So we'll keep 60s and 61s to get that filled up. So that was 6 finds in the first 10 rolls. We'll get through the next 10 and come back and show you what we find. We are on roll number 18. And I ripped the ends off like I usually do there, and then I flipped it over, ripped that end off, and that, my friends, is a V-nickel. So let's get this roll down here and get it opened. Get rid of the paper. And that is a V-nickel that looks like it's in pretty darn good condition. Let's get down here on the mat. Not bad. It's a little worn. The United there is kind of hard to see. We turn it over and we got a 1905. So that is awesome. That is our, I believe, 4th V-nickel we have found in rolls since we started doing this. So, but our very first ender. So before I start ripping any more ends off, I will make sure to check the ends just to verify that there's no more enders like that before I get going. So anyway, just I bring in for that. Definitely the oldest find of the box. She will go right over here, and we'll get back to hunting these rolls and bring you back in after the one I'm on plus 2 more and show you what we found. All right, we're now through 20 rolls, and in those next 10, we found a 1941 San Francisco, 249 Philadelphias, a very beat up 57 Philadelphia, a 60 Denver, and that 1905 V nickel. That was the ender. I have started checking the ends, both ends, before I open rolls just to see if anything else pops up. If it does, I'll bring you in and show you what that end is. We'll get into these next 10 rolls, and if we don't find anything like silver or a buffalo in the midst, we'll bring it back in after 10 and show you what we find. Okay, that makes, we're on roll 28. I bring it back in because this coin looked old on the end, and I kind of pushed the paper back, and we got a 1948 there. So I'm not going to keep you here while I open it, but I'll show you what it is at the end. I checked the other end, and it's a newer nickel, so just wanted to show you that we had a 1948 ender. It's going to be a little hard to open that one-handed the way it is wrapped now. But like I said, I'll bring it back in and show you after the next 2 rolls. All right, through the next 10 rolls, that's 30 down. And in those 10 rolls, we found a 46 Philadelphia. That was that 48 we found. It's a Philadelphia. A 49 Philadelphia, 53 Denver, 56 Denver, 58 Denver, 59 Denver, and a 1961 Philadelphia. And then we do have a 19, looks like maybe a 41. Very beat up coin here. Probably not going to keep it. I mean, it's in really bad shape. I just thought I'd show you that. We will put it up here for now, out of the way. We'll get all those added to the top line there. Get these next 10 rolls searched and come back and show you what we find. We are on roll 38. And that's kind of funny because we just found a 1938. Facing me, I thought it said 58 at first, but then, you know, looking at it real close, it's definitely a 38. So flip it over, and there's no mint mark, but that is really good looking for a 1938. So put that down here, get through the rest of these in the last 2 in this set of 10 here, and we'll come back and show you what we found. All right, that makes 10 more down. And in those 10, we found that 1938 Philadelphia that we brought you in for. That is in really good shape. I don't see any steps on it, but nice rim, nice detail. Then we found this 1942, and as most of you know, 42 is a Silver War nickel, but also regular nickel here. And this happens to be the regular nickel. No P or D up there, or I guess P or S. And there's no D there, so that makes that a Philadelphia. 52 Philadelphia, 52 Philadelphia, 56 Philadelphia, and the 1960 Philadelphia. And then we did find a 1999 Canadian penny here. So 7 more there. We'll get those added up here with the rest of the nickels and get into the next 10 rolls. And if we don't find anything interesting, we'll bring you back in and show you what we found in those 10 rolls. All right, we're on roll 42. And there's kind of a rusty one in 4 ferment. You can kind of see that different edge right there. I did already peek because I didn't believe it if it was or not. But we do have a 1943 San Francisco minted ore nickel. So that is the first find in the last 10 rolls. We'll put it right down there. We'll get through the rest of this roll and those rolls and come back and show you what we find. Roll 46, 4 rolls left. And I have not looked at that, but that most definitely looks like silver. Let me see if I can get that other one up there next to it. Yeah, see, that's a little lighter, that's a little darker. So maybe it isn't silver. Let's see here. It is. Looks like another 1943. Let's look for those side by side there. Oh. And this one is a Philadelphia. So we're going to have 2 silver war nickels in our book in the very first video. That is awesome. So we'll get through these last 5 rolls. Come back, show you what we find. All right, we're done with the box. In the last 10 rolls, we found a 41 Philadelphia, a 54 San Francisco, a 54 Denver, a 2009 Philadelphia. We found a 1984 Canadian nickel, and we found those 2 1943 silver war nickels, Philadelphia mint and San Francisco mint. So we'll get these added up here with the rest of them, and we'll come back and give you a wrap up. Okay, we're back with a wrap up. Look at that I believe 41, that's unidentifiable as far as a mint mark on the back. It's pretty beat up. And then we have 1941 San Francisco, 41 Philadelphia, 42 Philadelphia non-war nickel, a 46 Philadelphia, 47 Philadelphia, 48 Philadelphia, 3 49 Philadelphias, 3 52 Philadelphias, 53 Denver, 2 54 Denvers, 54 San Francisco, 56 Philadelphia, 2 56 Denvers, 57 Denver, 57 Philadelphia in pretty bad shape, 58 Denver, 59 Denver, 60 Denver, 61 or 60 Philadelphia. They should actually be here. 61 Philadelphia and a 61 Denver. And then this guy right here is actually a 60 Denver also. Found that in the last few rolls there. So this one's actually going to go back. I just wanted to show everybody how good that nickel looked compared to the other one. So in this book, after this book, we won't be keeping those anymore unless they look like that nickel to replace the other 3. Okay, so the other things we found a 2009 Philadelphia, not in great shape, but they're low mintage. We found an 84 and a 99 Canadian. And then we found our 2 silver war nickels. We had a 43 Philadelphia and a 43 San Francisco. That is in much better shape. And then over here, we have that 1938. These would finds of the box. These next 2 are definitely the finds of the box. You don't find very many 38s. 19.5 million of those minted. So that's pretty cool. And then the other one is the find of the box. Even though I think there's more of these minted than that, we don't find these that often either. But we'll put both those guys in the same frame. The 1905 V nickel. So that's it for the wrap up as far as the coins. Now we're going to get our book out, fill spots, and come back in and show you how that looks. All right, so for back for a look at the book, and there are 77 spots in this book, and we have filled 24 of them. So first page, we've got 6. Not a bad start there. Not a bad start overall. 5 there. And the majority of the back page. Looks like 13 there and only 7 spots left. So this generally will be the first one filled. Because those are the easier to find generally. This one's a little harder to find here. And probably these 2, a 52 and a 53S. Oh, I forgot. That one's probably going to be a really hard one to find. That's the 55 Philadelphia, 8.3 million minted. So that's probably going to be empty for a while because we don't find a lot of those. But anyway, the great thing is we have these 2 spots filled with silver. Everything from here, so there's 8 spots, 9, 10, 11 silver spots to fill. And we have 2 filled already in the very first box. So that's pretty awesome. And then that 1938 Philadelphia. So that's a look at the book. We appreciate your watching. If you like the video, please give a thumbs up. If you make a comment, we'll try to answer within a day or two. And if you haven't subscribed, we would appreciate your subscription. Thank you for watching.